Discover Ottawa, 10 interesting facts about this popular Canadian city. Ottawa, as the capital of Canada, leaves to the rhythm of politics and government affairs. But beyond the bureaucratic dimension to which it is attached, Ottawa abounds in activities, attractions and varied landscapes that make it a city of abundant dynamism. It is home to unique tourist sites, exceptional natural spaces on the borders of the province of Ontario, and a fascinating history. So without further ado, we invite you to discover Ottawa in 10 interesting facts to know absolutely about this popular city in Canada. 1. A cosmopolitan and dynamic city. One of the major particularities of the city of Ottawa and its region is its multicultural character, mainly inherited from the former colonies of New France which had spread to Canada in the 16th century. French and English are the two official languages of a cosmopolitan society, open to the world. Indeed, Ottawa has always welcomed a large flow of immigrants of all nationalities. To date, almost a quarter of Ottawa's population has an immigrant background, a category that continues to grow year after year. The city of Ottawa has thus been able to become a central economic engine in Canada. The high density of labor from which it benefits allows it to extend its influence and its ambitions in the field of advanced technologies, education, health and even politics. The capital now has several high-quality research centers and educational establishments renowned on the international scene. 2. An exceptional living environment. Beneath its bucolic appearance, the city of Ottawa reveals a certain closeness to nature, which can be found at the very heart of its organization. Its different urban areas have green parks where it is pleasant to spend time, both for walking and for sports. A detour through the splendid Garden of the Provinces and Territories, or the more famous Majors Hill Park, will take you away from the frenzy of the city for a few moments. Obviously, Ottawa's privileged geographical location, at the confluence of the Ottawa River, offers quick access to wild natural spaces, spread out on the outskirts of the city. The Parc National de Plaisance or Thousand Islands, located nearby, provide a total change of scenery just a few kilometers from Ottawa. Only 45 minutes from the border with the United States, the city of Ottawa is a particularly heterogeneous space, conducive to urban and wild excursions. 3. Impressive cultural life. Ottawa has dozens of cultural activities in store for its visitors, allowing them to discover and explore Canadian and Western culture in detail. It has a total of 7 national museums, essential for lovers of Canadian culture and history. The National Gallery of Canada will make you discover all the artistic treasures of Canada in a complete collection of historical and contemporary works. Even more interesting, the Canadian Museum of Nature, with architecture similar to that of Canadian castles, has a unique collection of prehistoric replicas, between dinosaurs, mammals and even minerals. Theatres and shows are also on the program of your cultural visit. The world-renowned Great Canadian Theatre Company of Ottawa performs regularly at the Irving Greenberg Theatre Centre in the city. The calendar of events is punctuated by various events, in all seasons, such as the Ottawa International Jazz Festival or the Bluefest, the two biggest events of the year. 4. History. The organization and construction of the city of Ottawa essentially derives from European colonization, which began in the 18th century. The city grew from a simple camp, with no real name, to become the heart of the country's economy, centered on the timber trade to Great Britain. The name Ottawa, inspired by the Aboriginal word ador which means trade, was chosen to designate this space of exchange and transit. In 1857, Queen Victoria of England chose Ottawa as the capital of Canada, marking the beginning of Canadian industrial development and the creation of the first political institutions. 5. Architectural heritage. As you walk through the streets of Ottawa, you will no doubt see all the charm and character of Canada's historic buildings. Mostly built during the 18th century, the houses in the city centre tend towards a Victorian style, easily recognisable by their red brick facade and steeply sloping roof. Some of these infrastructures are adorned with elaborate ornaments, even if this practice gradually died out during the industrial era. The construction of the first suburbs, at the beginning of the 20th century, brought a more open style, which increasingly incorporated ornaments, skylights and balconies. This difference in architectural styles is the character of the city of Ottawa, with its remarkable Victorian and contemporary inspirations. 6. Haunted tours. As unusual as it is frightening, tourists do experience this by visiting several haunted sites spread throughout the city of Ottawa. This initiative, led by the association The Haunted Walk, shares with the tourists the classic stories about the region and makes them discover, at night, certain haunted tourist attractions, including the Bytown Museum or the Fairmont Chateau Laurier. This is another way to visit the city and access certain spaces usually closed to the public, such as the old Carleton County Jail, reputed to be the most haunted in the region. With family or friends, you are free to choose to go on these tours and listen to the stories of some of Ottawa's haunted places. 7. Unmissable international cuisine. Ottawa, with its multiculturalism and strong historical heritage, benefits from a particularly diverse culinary scene. If you like to live like the locals, a detour to the Byward Market District is essential to get a taste of Canadian culture. In this oldest and most important market in the city, you will be able to experience all the culinary charms specific to the capital, which both residents and tourists love. Beavertail, a golden pastry in the shape of a beaver tail, is one of Ottawa's main specialties. There is nothing more Canadian than tasting one at the Byward Market, just like poutine or maple syrup, two culinary traditions at the tables of the city's finest restaurants. Ottawa is also full of many international restaurants, from French establishments to Spanish restaurant chains and Chinatown. The city of Ottawa brings together world cuisine, a more than original way to discover new flavors. 8. A city with changing landscapes. The Canadian capital, for its activities, museums and attractions, is pleasant in all seasons. Like everywhere in the province of Ontario, Ottawa enjoys a continental-type climate with very marked seasons. In summer, the thermometer can reach 30 degrees Celsius and drop to -25 degrees Celsius during the winter period. Snowfalls are frequent, sometimes abundant, covering the landscape with a thick white coat and offering a marvelous spectacle to the residents. Many activities are offered, such as skating on the Rideau Canal. With the arrival of fine weather, in spring as in summer, the temperature changes can surprise, but remain pleasant. 9. An ecological and sustainable commitment. The preservation of natural areas and the safeguarding of animal and plant species are at the heart of Canadian policy in favour of the environment. The City of Ottawa favours alternatives to travel by car, developing its cycling infrastructure and optimising pedestrian areas. Other regulations, still in force, supervise construction sites to limit the impact of humans on fauna and flora. These numerous steps have enabled the City of Ottawa to place joint third in the world ranking of ecological cities. The various public transport lines serve the city centre and the surrounding suburbs to ease traffic congestion and limit CO2 emissions. 10. An exceptional nightlife. After dark, the City of Ottawa comes to life and reveals an impressive nightlife. The many bars, clubs and restaurants of the capital bustle until the end of the night, offering regular events in town. Even more unusual is the opening of certain museums at night, during special events, in particular the Museum of Nature. This is the perfect opportunity to discover the impressive collection during a night visit, before dining in one of the city's various rooftops, to enjoy a breathtaking view of Canada's national parks. So, there you have it. We hope that our ranking will help you in choosing your future itinerary in Ottawa. Thank you for watching until the end. Do not hesitate to send us your remarks and ideas. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you again soon, discovering new destinations.